Hello, Alex.
Hello, dear one.
We have some questions written down here that we'd like to ask you, please.
That's fine. Please do.
Okay, I'm going to read off of a sheet here.
Are these questions that you have for yourself, or questions that others have asked you to ask?
These are questions that we've written down from the perspective of what we know people have asked us in the past.
Very well then.
Here's the first question. Why, when we come here to Earth, when we're born on Earth, do we have no memory and no instructions or guidelines as to why we are here and what we need to do?
Fascinating that you would think that you should come with instructions. The whole point of your being here is to learn, to discover, finding the mission, finding your reason for being here is the most joyful thing you can do. If you were born with all these codes and instructions already activated, if you were born knowing everything and knowing how to do everything, you would not have the joy of learning. You would never experience the joy of discovery. You would never feel that eureka, I found it, joy. It would be a sad thing if you did not experience those things. And yes, it does cause you frustration at times. But the same type of frustration you may feel when you're doing a jigsaw puzzle and you're having a hard time putting some of the pieces together. But when the picture falls into place and it's all together, you have something to be proud of. If you do not do the work, then you do not have anything to pride yourself in. So, even though everything is inside of you, there for you to discover, you don't come with the doors open. You only come with the keys. And when you start to use those keys, then you can start to open the doors and experience the joy of discovering.
Here is our second question. If people reincarnate from life to life to do better each time they come, why does it seem like the world is getting worse?
That's a very good question. In fact, though, the world is not getting worse. It may seem that way because now you have media. You have an instant television age that shows you every bad thing that goes on around you. For every bad thing in the entire realm of Earth can be put onto videotape now and can be shown on CNN or Fox News or 1,000 other channels. So you're seeing more bad things every day. But there are many, many more good things too that you don't see. There are far less wars now. Even though the war that the United States is involved in now is such grand media coverage that it seems like the whole world is at war. In fact, a very small percentage of conflict is actually going on in this world now, compared to almost every other time in mankind's existence, or rather, in modern mankind's existence. There is unprecedented peace right now. Of course, there is crime. There is violence promoted primarily by the media, which tends to enhance frequency sickness. Frequency sickness, as you may know, is caused by energy in your body not being in harmony with the energy of the earth, causing a noise, a psychic type of noise that makes your thinking less than clear as human beings, not as individuals per se, though individuals are indeed stricken with frequency sickness, but each in their own way and each to their own degree. Much of the media around you enhances frequency sickness. Also, by enhancing this sick frequency, They enhance the feeling of uneasiness. They enhance the feeling that everything is getting worse. They enhance the feeling of insecurity. By doing so, they're creating a paradigm that people believe, or you would not have asked the question. That paradigm is that the world is getting worse. And in fact, it is not. Also, people do not reincarnate solely for the purpose of getting better every time. That is a myth that is probably perpetuated by the concept that we have a certain amount of time to learn a lesson or accomplish something, and that we return to this earth many times until we do this. And in fact, that may be true for most, but not for all people. Sometimes people reincarnate simply to be with another person that they are close to, simply to be with a soulmate. Sometimes people reincarnate because they feel guilty of something that they did in the past and they want to correct it. Sometimes people reincarnate because their work wasn't done and they want to continue. Sometimes people reincarnate because they want the challenge. As spiritual beings with all the answers, they're becoming bored and they want to come back. This is one reason why people who choose to reincarnate may choose to reincarnate into difficult positions. It's more than likely the master who was born in the ghetto than the master who was born in the mansion, because the master will not come back in an easy position, but he has nothing to gain from putting himself, or herself for that matter, in a position where everything is given to them. Struggle promotes growth. You cannot succeed against something unless you have something to succeed against. So the stronger you are as a master of the universe, the more likely you are to incarnate into a position where you have much struggle to get to where you belong. Does that answer your question, dear one?
Yes, thank you. And now for our third question. What is the correct path to enlightenment?
What is the correct path to enlightenment? The path you're on. Your path is individual. Your path is unique as you are, which is fascinating because even though you are incredibly unique, if anything can be incredibly unique, you can either be unique or not unique. And you are indeed unique, every one of you. But every one of you is also a perfect reflection of that which created you. So even though you are unique, you are identical. Which path are you on should be the question, not which path is right.